Hi, everybody. It is week 5, and we are talking about social media for both professional learning and for use in the classroom this week. And I know that you have looked at some Twitter things so far. Last week was starting to build your PLN, and so we're just going to build on that this week. You should have already responded to this Mentimeter poll. This is just useful for you to get some more hands-on experience with using some of these tools. And this is just a tool to get students thinking and preparing and assessing their prior knowledge for the content. And so these links were on the website, but I put them here because I wanted to show you that this code right here, 443456, so that will submit, and then I want you to put as many of those in as you want. So professional learning should be what? And by the time you're watching this video, hopefully you will already have done that. And those who added to that, your responses will be here in a word cloud. So that is just another tool that you can use in your lessons or in your classroom just to get a quick understanding of what your students already know. So there are a lot of teachers who think that they have these roadblocks to using Twitter. And one of them is that they don't have time. And I would say to that is that it takes as much or as little time as you want. Now, the learning curve at the very, very beginning can be a little bit difficult, but as you get to know how to use it and use it wisely and for your benefit, then it doesn't take as much time after that. And some teachers say they don't even know where to start. Twitter can be overwhelming if you see it at first, but I'm trying to give you some resources and helpful hints that you can use in while you're learning how to use Twitter if you don't already do that. But who you can see on this presentation, these are my people that utilize Twitter that are in my PLN. Now, obviously, this is not all of them, but I actually know all of these people in person too. And so a lot of people will say, well, you only connect with people you don't know. Well, that's not true. I know a lot of people. I've met them, some of them after the fact that I met them on Twitter, and some of them before. I knew them in person before. So it works both ways. So I'm going to try to ease you in to utilizing Twitter for professional learning. So at first you can be a Twitter lurker. You can just look at what other people are doing, see what they're tweeting, how they're using hashtags, how they're using links and images and things like that. So this is a place where you can develop relationships, but you don't have to jump in with both feet at first. So here are some strategies to using Twitter to learn. So the first thing is really important is use a hashtag. There are so many different hashtags out there. People use them to draw attention to their tweets and to also to connect with people. So I have added some links on this presentation, which you will have access to it, that people who just curate hashtags that are useful and that people use a lot. And here's another one. This is a whole database of hashtags. You can click on those if you would like. There are some school districts that even utilize hashtags, which are really interesting. This one's for Bolivar. It's hashtag Go Liberators. And so I just love that they really celebrate their students through sharing on Twitter with their hashtags. So you can see all the different things that have been going on lately when I'm making this video. But you can click on some of the other ones of those as well and see what people are talking about. Here are some for school districts that I found. Someone had already created something to kind of curate those. But the thing about it is these hashtags really help to add and gain attention and to connect with people. So you'll see right here, I tweeted about the newest edition of the Missouri Reader, which is what journal I used to co-edit, but I have an article in there. And so I wanted people to read it. And the second thing you should do in Twitter after you are a lurker and have kind of looked around and seen how to interact with people, you should engage in conversations by replying, by liking, by retweeting things, which you will do this week. You will retweet either something someone said, or an article, or a journal image, whatever that resonates with you. And you can also mention other people because that sends them a notification. And so it helps to reach out and connect, not just lurk. So this is a conversation that started with a post about mastery grading. And so these people are talking about what they're doing, what they're thinking. This one asks a question. So you can see that it's more than just about putting information out there. The next one is ask questions. And I really believe that there are no stupid questions on Twitter. Um, I have asked questions lots and lots of times. I will learn about something that kind of piques my interest, and I will say, who knows something about 3D printing, or who knows something about virtual reality or flipped learning, whatever it is, but add the hashtag to that. And if you find somebody that's an expert, mention them directly because they'll get a notification. I also find a lot of times there will be hashtags out there that I have no idea what they are. A lot of times people at conferences will create a hashtag to discuss things at the conference. And so when they tweet, they add that hashtag. Well, lots of times it's a compilation of letters that I have no idea about. So I'll just ask, what's this? What's that? And here's a tweet that went out, and she actually included a poll here. You can do that on Twitter as well. But she was just asking which game app that they prefer more. And so she got lots of people's responses, 42 responses. She also got responses in the form of replies as well. So it's not just one or the other. The fourth thing you can do is respond with encouragement. I really love this. There's just this group of people on Twitter called Joyful Leaders, and they tweet things that are very positive. A lot of our Christian educators, that's another one you can look up, is Christian educators, but they tweet just really fun stuff. They try to keep things positive, and it is just really uplifting. And these people on Twitter, for the most part, are there to encourage you, are there to support. And the people that I follow and that follow me, I mean, I just have not run into a lot of people that are horrible people. Usually they're there to support and give encouragement, to share their learning, to ask questions, and to be social, even with fun things like GIFs and Bitmojis and just crazy stuff, but sharing it with each other. So here's one. It's just kind of a wondering, but he adds his little Bitmoji there. I wonder what school would be like with these core values. So he is talking about these positive things, and he has this joyful leader thing. Here's another one. She did an image quote, but she also just talked about what they do every day. Kindness matters, joyful leaders. So lots of encouragement. Here's another one. This is called a book snap, which I love, and we might do one of these this semester. But Dr. McClard said we have a tendency to focus on what is incorrect, but we need to give equal attention to positive. So again, just being positive with encouragement. And then also follow people. This one is really important. You need to be specific, intentional, purposeful about the people that you follow. At first, you'll feel like you want to follow everybody, but don't do that. Really look at people's interests. Look at how they're tweeting. Look at the people that they follow and that other people follow them. Pay attention to that, because the people you follow really, they will make or break your Twitter experience. So one way that I started doing this, or trying to find people, is I actually started making lists on Twitter. I made a list of PE teachers because I kept having students who were PE, wanting to be PE certified, and they could not find people to follow that were PE teachers. And so I made that list. I also have lots of other lists as well. I have lists of my ISTE Teacher Education Network. I have PE teachers. I have classes that tweet. I have my students from my grad classes. I have EdTech Gurus, MoEd Chat. I have lots and lots of things, and collecting and making lists. And it's really, really simple to create a new list. You just go right here, and I'll call it, let's do EDU 2823 contributors, and save the list. And then whenever I'm going to add somebody from last semester. I'm going to add Clayton. Okay, so whenever I go to his profile, I can actually go over here to this little snowman, and I can add him to my list. And where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so there he is on my list. So then I can go anytime to that if I want to find people who are specific, have specific content areas or experts. And the last thing I want to talk about is participating in Twitter chats. I know this video is getting long already, but Twitter chats are chats that meet people that meet at a certain time around a certain topic. So EdTech chat goes on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. MoEd chat, which is Missouri Educators, goes on Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And they usually tweet out the questions. They might be on sabbatical right now because it's summertime, but they usually tweet out a picture of the questions. Let me see if I can find them. And the questions go out at a certain time interval, and it makes it to where you know what to participate in, how to participate. Let's see. No, I can't find one right now. But it is just great because these people who are interested in this topic get together and chat about it, answer questions, give suggestions, suggest tools and ways to do things. And it's just a great way to support each other. And so you are going to be choosing a chat to participate in. And on the Twitter chat educational, the calendar that I linked on our website, it tells all the different hashtag chats that are going on, what time they are, but also kind of a little bit more about what they're about. So you can choose one of those. And let me see if I have, I do right here. Okay, so here's somebody just tweeting about who's hosting a specific chat. There are chats for every grade level. And so this one's called Second Chat. And also here are the questions. This secondary ELA Twitter chat is actually the one that I did my dissertation on. I studied this, they're a case study of them. So they even post what times the questions will go out. And so it makes it really simple to prepare, to see if you even want to participate, and to get there on time. I'm not going to go over the Twitter chat key. You can look at that. This is just kind of those norms of a Twitter chat and what you can do while you're involved in one. And I will not go over that. I did want to reference this modified model of social learning theory. This is from my dissertation. I created this because I saw the value of Twitter chats as a means of social learning, but there are also some things that make it different in a Twitter chat environment because of the structured questions and the kind of the norms of the group. And so these Twitter chats I found gave these teachers an identity in practice. It helped them to become the teachers they wanted to become, but they went with the purpose of learning, and that impacted their what they did within the chat, and it also helped them to apply that meaning to their practice in their classroom. So there was this community of people, and they originally probably went there with the intent of just learning about the topic that was going on, but they ended up creating this community culture that really helped them develop more of their identity as a teacher. And so it was really an interesting study that I did. So this is all about social media for professional learning, and you will talk about social media for classroom use in a different way later on in this week. So sorry it's so long, but this is the topic I'm passionate about. So I hope you learn a lot about how to use Twitter in your professional learning.